so as you can see, I've got the house wide open for light, but there's not much going to be happening out there today. Maybe the deer, if I get really motivated. So the big thing today with my schedule for work the rest of this week and next week, with the Thanksgiving holiday approaching and the amount of people that want everything pre-made for them, unreal. I'm going to set the tree up, because the thing that takes me the longest on Thanksgiving Day to do is the fluffing, because I'm a stickler on my tree stuffing. That's the only thing Randy can set it up, and he does a really good job, but then I'll come and I'll futz with the way that the branches are, because the branch placement really affects how your tree looks. You want to make sure you don't have any holes. You want to make sure everything's popped out right. You also have to make sure that if it's a pre-lit tree, you twist the lights the right way, so that they're not, so that the light's coming out, not going inside. So that's what I'm going to do. I've already vacuumed my corner where our tree goes because of our ceiling. I've got to get up and take the, there it is, the cuckoo clock down, because it can't stay there with the, well, I guess it could, but that's probably not a good idea. And move it. And I will be back when I've got a little bit more done. Well, me and the staff are hard at work, and she's had enough of that right now. And then there comes the other staff down the hallway to approve of everything. But most of your artificial trees will come in 2 or 3 sections. Don't put the tree all together first, number one. If it comes in 3 sections, do your bottom section first. That gives you 2 opportunities. If any of the lights are out or any strings are out, you've got a chance to fix that before you've got the whole thing together, and then you have to take it apart. Make this as least stressful for you as possible, because God knows the holidays are stressful and out without anything else. But then always make sure that your branches don't just go straight out, but that you tweak some of them up. And that gives you some continuity with the branches above. Don't be afraid to have a wild hair every once in a while. God knows nature's not perfect either. But you can see what I mean about I have to futz with it. I'll probably futz with this for 3 or 4 days after I get it put up. But that's the bottom, and we're going to work on the next section. Okay, so I've got the first 2 sections together. This is a little better, I guess. We have several traditions in our house. If you're starting your own house, make your own traditions. Take some from your partner's family, some from your family, and you know, make your own traditions. Don't be afraid to branch out. When my family was closer, we would do Christmas Eve with one family, Christmas Day with the other. It worked out pretty good because my family always celebrated Christmas Day. Randy's family always celebrated Christmas Eve. It's a German thing, I guess. But now that mine's far away, it's, you know, hopefully this year we'll do a video call with them because everybody's got iPhones now, so we can FaceTime, which is always cool. But I started collecting things for Randy when I found out he liked Santa Claus. So every year for Christmas, I get Randy a new Santa Claus. Big one, small one. But aside from the ones that you'll see later in other videos as I set up the house, because as much as I say every year I'm not going to do it, I always do. We found this one, and I can't even remember where we found him at. And he's a little shop-worn, but he always takes a focal point in the tree just because he means a lot to us. Now, it can be an ornament that your nephew or niece made. Whatever makes you think of Christmas, make that the focal point of your tree. Unless you're going to have a professional decorator come in and do your tree, which you can certainly do, and I'm for hire. your tree should reflect you. Don't make it try to look like the ones in the books or the ones you see at the department stores. It's your tree. However you do it is going to be right. I'm just going to give you some little tips while I'm doing this to make it look fuller. You can make it look fuller with a lot less ornaments and things, and there's a hole. God. See, this is what I meant about I would futz with it. Anyhow, back to Santa Claus. Santa Claus is right here. And he has his own light in his presence, and he moves, and his head goes back and forth. And let me tell you how the staff does not like that. Because if it moves, they should be able to get it, which is why he has to go into an upper tier now. Another thing, we don't use a tree skirt. And that right there is one of the reasons why we don't use a tree skirt. They like to get underneath it. They like to get and pull it all over the house. So what we've done is we went out and we got some silver poinsettias. I think they were like $8 a piece at what used to be Garden Ridge. It's Home something now. This is not a sponsored video. I always wanted to say that. But they were inexpensive, and they fit around the base of the tree, pointing out, so that it covers the base of the tree. It looks festive, but you don't have to worry about coming home and your tree skirt being laying in the middle of the hallway. This does work also with dogs, because the sister-in-law has dogs, and they do the same thing. They have other things around the bottom of the tree that the dogs won't like. So another thing that we do is we have, and I'll have to find out where I put them, because I don't think I put it in the box with the trees, is a, you can get them, they're little sticks that smell like pine, and you hang them inside the tree. So you have that fresh... What the hell happened to the music? I can't do Christmas without music. There we go. Supposed to be playing all Bing Crosby. Can't Christmas without Bing Crosby. I mean, Bing Crosby, Frank Sinatra, Dean Martin. The classic Christmas. Although, if you have extra money that you just want to spend, the Michael Bublé Christmas album and the Idina Menzel Christmas album are awesome. They are the best Christmas albums that we've probably bought in about 10 years. I mean, they're very good. Anyhow, what's he saying? Oh, back to sticks. That you hang inside. Now, purists will tell you have to have a live tree. Live trees are pains in the asses. Okay. Not only do you have to deal with the needles and keeping them watered, they're never going to look uniform. So if you're any kind of anal retentive, OCD, or anything, just forget it. You can't win with that kind of tree. There is a tree for apartment dwellers that's kind of neat that I saw in one of the magazines. It actually attaches to your wall with about 4 nails, and it's just half a tree. So it doesn't take up a whole lot of room, but you still get Christmas. But, all right, I still have to work on the top, get it all lit, and then I got to find the angel. Okay, I finally got the top section lit. I had a issue with half of that section did not want to light. Normally, if you trace it down to the right bulb, you can replace that bulb and everything will work. Evidently, there's a short in that line. So what I had to do was get another set of Christmas lights and then wire them into this so that it stays with the rest of it. Now, if you have a tree that's just on or off, see, there I go again, flexing. It's no problem. But with this tree, I had to make sure. With this tree, I had to make sure that I not only had the lights wired up, but that I had it plugged in the right sequence. And what I mean by sequence is, let me close the drapes. Won't be quite so backlit. This one is on a speaker switch. And the lights go to music sometimes, if the music buttons. But sections fade in and fade out. So you have to make sure that you've got it to the right section, or it won't dim when it's supposed to and stay lit when it's supposed to. Okay. But I'm going to push it back into its place, and I got to get the angel.